Hey there, Marty and Moog, and everyone watching the Unicorn Circuit. My name is Ryan Walmbeck, and welcome to my town, Englefeld, Saskatchewan. Going to give you a little tour of what's going on our family farm for harvest, and I hope you enjoy it and learn something. Hang on for the ride. Okay, so here we are, Englefeld. It's my hometown, as you can see, home of the Hog Fest. So Hogfest was a big party started back in the 70s by the local Catholic priest. And decided to have a big community fest. And now every summer we come out and celebrate pigs, celebrate community. This is pretty much the middle of Saskatchewan. It is a warmish October day. Harvest is in full swing. And yeah, so we'll get a quick tour of the town. There's only about 250 people that live here now, so it's a very, very small place. That is a grain elevator. Back in the day, like in the 20s through the 50s, each town like this would have 4 or 5 of those, and that's where grain farmers would bring their harvested grain and get loaded into rail cars. This is kind of a rarity now. These old wooden elevators are getting knocked down and destroyed. Go, just a quick drive through. We're gonna swing past the old school. That's where my principal lives. Well, former principal. Okay. Oh, the car doesn't like that. You'll notice the roads are made of dirt. No pavement. Okay. And here is the school. It's changed a bit since I was here. But back in the day, probably when I was about in I think it was grade 9, they shut the school down. The government said there wasn't enough people here, not enough kids. But our town rallied together, fought back, got the school reopened as a independent kind of school, and kids still go through right from kindergarten to grade 12, still to this day. So like I said, here's the other view of the rink that I've come around. Pigs everywhere. Okay, and like I said, there's not many people that live in this town, so this is going to be a real quick tour. There's one of the manufacturing businesses. And here's the big one. This is Schulte Industries. Employs quite a bit of people. We'll get a closer look on that semi up there. Are the rotary mowers. They're used to maintain, roadways and stuff like that, cut grass. They're shipped all over North America and the world. So if you ever see a bright green mower kind of maintaining grass, stuff like that around your hometown, chances are it came from this little dot on the map in the middle of Saskatchewan, Canada. By the way, Focus RS, if you have one, you know. And so we'll head home, do a little bit of stuff about harvesting and how life works out on my parents' farm. We're pulling up to my parents' place. My grandfather moved out here back in the 60s. He grew up about 10 or 15 miles out from here at another town closer to St. Gregor. Weird thing about Canada is that we use a bizarre mix of metric and U.S. Imperial. Englefeld's back there, so we're not too far from town. Tour of the farmyard here. It's quite large actually compared to most other places. Back there is a big garden. Corn right there. In the back used to be a greenhouse. My grandma used to run a flower business. Little shed that used to be housed a lot more equipment than it does. Here's my grandma's house. Here's the original barn we still use. And over there another barn. Used for the cattle. Down there a bunch of cattle pens and shelters. Okay, so now here we are in what's called the swather, or a windrower. This is kind of a unique operation up here where I live in Canada. And what's happening now is there's a sickle bar in front with a whole bunch of knives going back and forth, and it's being cut down, put in rows. Later on the combines will come and pick it up. And like I said, this is kind of unique to this part of the world just because it allows us to use less chemicals to bring the crop into maturity. Does it naturally, and also it being cold and kind of on the edge of where you can really do large-scale farming like this. We don't always have enough days for the crop to come in, so we cut it down. And everything's here on the joystick. There's the GPS. I don't have to steer, thank goodness. There's a lot going on. The steering wheel is steering for me. That's just set up on a straight east-west line. Just steer to the little white line, and then the auto steer kicks in. But I do gotta just make sure that nothing gets wrecked, and I put a nice slot down to make sure the harvesters can get through the field efficiently. So I gotta get all the way over there by those trees somewhere. It started all the way over there when Europeans came here. They divided all this land up in the Canadian prairies into what's called a quarter section. It's a half mile by a half mile, 160 acres. And if you were to buy one of those 160 acres now, it would cost you in this area upwards of $500,000 Canadian dollars. If you're rented for 1 year, you'd be looking at 110, 120, somewhere around there, dollars per acre per year to rent it. Okay, here we are. It's another cold morning. I think it's like 3 degrees out right now. Getting ready to start out for another day. Here's one of the combines. Just wanted to show you some of the more details on here. There's the main drive off the motor. It runs the rotor. You can see here's a little diagram of how the green actually gets cleaned after it comes off the rotor. Right here, it comes through this series of slotted metal grates, and there's a fan that blows up through there, and that's all right up in there. Lots of wiring in there, wiring in there, wiring all over the place. Lots of things are controlled with electrical or hydraulics. You just throw a switch, and the hydraulics kick in. So turbo for mad skids, diesel motor in here. That's the air filter. It's probably about as big as the entire motor is on the Mira. And that's about it. Up there is where the grain goes in. And this motor is basically the main power plant for this, everything on the combine. Here's the main drive down here. On the rotor, various hydraulic pumps. Everything's hydrostatic, so that's what it runs on, hydraulic pressure. And the motor basically just runs at a constant RPM. Okay, here's the obligatory cold start video. Here's the old 660 John Deere. New this unit would have been probably about 400,000 Canadian dollars about 10 years ago. Right now it's probably a $200,000 machine. There goes my dad, 9760. There goes one of our neighbors, a retired farmer, in the 9770, and we're gonna go combine some barley to make beer. So you're welcome when you get drunk later on. And, almost full road gear. This is the fastest 20 miles an hour you'll ever experience in your life. But it's weird, the sensation of speed in these things. You're only doing 20, but it feels really, really fast, and it gets this real rhythmic bouncing going on. It's kind of a weird thing. Anyways, so here's the barley going into the machine right in front of me. So the way this works is now that it's been swathed, the combine picks it up. It goes through a rotor, which is this big metal tube with round metal bars on it, and it's spinning very fast, over 1200, 1500 RPM. And then it is rubbing against a series of grates, and so that action of the metal on the crop and the crop on the crop rubbing against each other extracts the seeds, and then they get sifted apart through a series of sieves, and the straw goes out the back. You can kind of see it over there, my mirror there. Straw goes out the back, gets all chopped up, and prepares the field for next year. So there the barley goes into the grain cart. Usually we're moving when we do this, but we're done this section of the field, and then over there, that is half of what is called a Super B. So each of those trailers, there'd be a trailer hooked up to the back of that one. You can see where the other trailer would hook up, and that would make a, it's called a Super B. This holds 44 metric tons is what they can haul legally. They can haul a lot more than that, but legally 44 metric tons. And it is the first day of fall. It's about 22 degrees out. The wind is howling at like 50 kilometers today, so it's quite breezy. And we're really fighting the weather here. They're calling for it to get unseasonably cold. Could get as low as highs of 5 degrees and maybe even snow, which is not typical for this time of year. It's 9 o'clock. And been on this field since about noon. Probably another hour and a half or so before this field is done. Time to get all the combines put away and everything tucked away and everything like that. Probably be about 11:30, maybe midnight. And yeah, we've been up since about 7 o'clock, and so it's been a long day. So over there is some of our canola. And canola is used as a cooking oil. And the meal, the stuff that's left over after the oil is pressed out, is used as animal feed. So we're just going out, grab a sample, see if the moisture is okay, see if we can actually start and get this field of wheat finished off. If the moisture's too high, it won't store properly, and the elevator won't, grain company won't accept it for delivery. And then you have to dry it down with our massive dryer that runs on propane. That wraps up my town, Englefeld, Saskatchewan, Canada, and our family farm out here in the middle of the prairies. And just remember, this is a real stressful and dangerous job. People are working real hard to put food on the table for everyone out there. And if you feel compelled, check out Do More Ag. They're helping out with mental health services. And just remember, the farm stress line is out there for anyone watching as well. So take care. Thanks for watching my video.